I'm gonna do this a little bit different. I can't sing. I don't know why. I sent an email to Troy and I was like, hey, do you want someone to do this? And he's like, yeah, and he signed me up. And I'm like, crap. So, I can't sing. So, I'm gonna go through some of this and then I'm gonna get a volunteer singer to come up here. And if no one wants to volunteer, then we get to move on. So, this first part's gonna be a little interactive. These are, reading through the song, there's a lot of, this was written in the 1830s. So there's some jargon in there, there's, some slang and some other stuff. So I want to go through some of this, and there's some people. Some of you may know who they are, some of you don't. So the first one is John Eaton. Do we know who John Eaton is? Yeah. So John Eaton was the Secretary of War at the time for the Choctaw Removal. Go on to the next person. Anyone know who George Gaines is? If you guys have information to add, you're the experts. I'm just here. So George Gaines was one of the Choctaw agents that was involved in removal. He was also there acting as an interpreter on behalf of the Choctaw Nation during the Treaty of Dancing Rabbit Creek. So Gaines was a friend of the Choctaw Nation. He was one of the ones that was disgusted by what happened at the treaty grounds and left along with the other chiefs. There's a saying called take a draw. Does anyone know what that means? We're going to take a draw. I really don't know, I'm asking. I think it has to do with like the ferry, but I'm not for sure. Anyone?
A bottle of whiskey.
That too?
Or out of the lottery draw.
It says at Memphis town we took a draw, and Overmore land old Uncle saw. Okay, yeah, it'd been the lottery then. Okay. Greenwood LaFleur. Anyone know who he is? He is, the Choctaw chief of the Oklahoma district, one of the 3 district chiefs of the Choctaws. A very bad man. He sold out a lot of his people for money, and he didn't even come with us. So let's leave him off to the side. David Folsom.
Chief Choctaw.
So Colonel David Folsom, he was a chief of the Ahipot Oklahoma district, and he's the one that replaced Misholatubby. So after the treaty, all the chiefs were kicked out, and new chiefs were brought back in. So David Folsom was replaced in Misholatubby. Yeah, he was elected in by of course, you guys all know what the Indian question was. What about Old Nick? What's an Old Nick? Getting there. From the way it's said in here, I think an Old Nick is a type of whiskey. So we have Wharton Rector, John Fulton, Thomas McGee, Thomas Wall. Those are all removal agents, and they're in this song as well. We have Captain Gordon from Memphis. He was the boat captain for the Brandywine. They sing a little bit about him. Of course, Arkansas Post is in here. That's where a lot of Choctaws were dropped off in 1831 with little to no supplies, and they waited for about 6 weeks during some blizzards. So a lot of Choctaw people passed away just because of negligence. And then we have Captain Brown, who was one of the dispersing officers. He was one of the officers in charge of making sure all the supplies were where they should have been. And then last but not least, we have a jawbone. Does anyone know what a jawbone is? Not the kind that we have on our skull. Yeah, it's a musical instrument. So that's one of the words that just keeps being used over and over and over. So who would like to volunteer to sing the short song? Okay, Josh, who would you like to volunteer?
What the? Yeah, how would they have a melody? The melody, how would they do
I
that?
have no idea.
Oh,
No clue. I mean, it's a walking song. It's something that what it's saying is they're walking, just to keep in step and keep the tune. So it's going to go along the same lines as your Alabama, Mississippi folk music, which I have little experience with.
Could you just read it to us while
I could, but it ruins it. Okay. So it starts off, Jackson sent the Secretary of War to the Indian of the law. Walk, O jawbone, walk I say, walk, O jawbone, walk away. Eaton tells us, go away. He no longer says you can stay. Walk, O jawbone, walk I say, walk, O jawbone, walk away. On my way to the Arkansas, God damn the white man's laws. Oh, come on and go along with me. Oh, come on and go along with me. Farewell to our happy plains, and to you too, Brother Gaines. Oh, come on, let us gang along. Oh, come on, let us gang along. Our only friend in time of need, he's the man we love indeed. Oh, blessings on his frosty brow. Oh, blessings on his frosty brow. I'm talking about Gaines. At Memphis town, we took a draw, and over moorland, old Uncle saw. They die in cash, and we are undone. They die in cash, and we are undone. Be our fate good or bad, we have cause to be sad. The Indian question is now over. The Indian question is now over. When we have gone to the west, you will cut in for the best. We shall never think it so. We shall never think it so. John H. Eaton and LaFleur never can rise anymore. Withered laurels for their brows, withered laurels for their brows. John H. Eaton is a pup. With old Nick, he'll sure to sup. Withered laurel for his brow, withered laurel for his brow. We hate the fool with all of our might. He better keep out of sight. It is Eaton we do mean. It is Eaton we do mean. At Dancing Rabbit, he speaks smart, but his forked tongue and shallow heart was not to make old Jawbone ache, was not to make old Jawbone quake. May Satan's pin lash him again and keep him in eternal pain. To this we sing with louder noise, to this we sing with louder noise. Farewell now, Secretary Johnny. May his path through life be thorny. Oh, Johnny the Secretary Johnny. Oh, Johnny the Secretary Johnny. Grim LaFleur is chief no more. The tyrant's reign is now over. The simplest chief of all the clans. The simplest chief of all the clans. He was the man that took a bribe. Folsom's Uncle Sam's clever little scribe. I'll walk you jawbone, walk away. I'll walk you jawbone, walk, I say. He turned against the orphan boy for one little Negro boy. Heaven blast him, do I say. Heaven blast him, do I say. Should ever again he cross our path, we'll give him the devil's wrath. For he is a man that took a bribe. For he is a man that took a bribe. Of all the agents of the West, Rector and Fulton are the best. On tiny boats we did sail, on those boats that crowded us. The good old steamer Brandywine we have now left behind. Farewell to Captain Gordon and his crew. Farewell to Captain Gordon and his crew. The damnedest time we ever saw was at the post of Arkansas. The meanest place in all the world. The meanest place in all the world. 70 sleeps there were laid. While it snowed upon us, it hailed. Oh, the hard times we did see. Oh, the hard times we did see. It snowed and it hailed, I do tell, though it would pelt us all to hell. Oh, the hard times we did see. Oh, the hard times we did see. Look to the west, our chief did say, every dog will have his day. May ours be not far away. The salted pork and damn poor beef, enough to make me devour a thief. This in hard times, I do say. This in hard times, I do say. Farewell now to old McGee, him hope to never see. Walk, O jawbone, walk, I say. Walk, O jawbone, walk away. I think at home he'd better stay and save himself a fray. Walk, O jawbone, walk, I say. Waco, jawbone, walk away. The little rock we did pass, the town is small but growing fast. Captain Brown there resides, over the agents he presides. He is a man that's true to us. He is a man that's true to us. Our interpreter is Mr. Wall. He is a man that's for all. The jovious fellow of all the crew. The jovious fellow of all the crew. The following verses were composed last winter by a Choctaw while immigrating to the West. He was of Colonel P.P. Pitchland's party. I think he was educated in Kentucky and paid some attentions. So he was a gentleman that went to the Choctaw Academy up in Kentucky. And, by 1830, there was only, Francine, was there at least? How many do you think would have gone by that time period? Maybe 150?
150.
Yeah. So, like I said again, this was something we found in the Pitchland papers up at the Gilcrease.